make sure you go to shopurbανx.com. And later on in the show, we're gonna be plugging. My brother Sharif has an amazing product he wants to talk about later on. But I also want to give a shout out to KT. I'm post the link in the community tab. I met up with KT today. He got this product called Geefy Tea, and he also has the honey. And I went by today, and man, I mean, KT has some amazing products. So shout out to KT. Make sure you go to KT's website, So Ionic Botanicals. I will post the link and picture and everything in the community tab so y'all can check his stuff out. But man, that brother got some amazing product. I'm so honored and blessed to be amongst all these geniuses. Like I said, brother Sharif, the brother Dr. B Serious. I'm just surrounded by these spiritual, holistic geniuses, and I want y'all to experience what I'm experiencing with these amazing products and services and the wisdom that they share with y'all. So it's been a magnificent year for me. I talked to Jude Pookrum earlier today, had a great conversation with her. But life is good, you know. Life is good, you know. Life is good. So,
brother, this is for you right here, Mo. This is for you.
Hey, I need that. Hey, I need that. I'm gonna send you where to send it after the show. I'm gonna send you where to send it. Send me so I could show the people it and get them ready, because I know you're gonna have a table full at the gathering. I know you gonna.
Absolutely.
I know,
bro.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Tonight is an important night. Tonight is an important night, family. We're talking about something that's so important in terms of, we've been talking about this avatar and you know, how this avatar works. And there's something that's so important when it comes to the working of this avatar that the ancients knew, that you even hear stories about Anunnakis invading Earth just to get them up, you know what I mean? Because they like, we need that. So there's something that's on this realm, on this planet. I don't know how abundant it is in other planets, but on this planet, there's something that's on here that's extremely important. And my brother Sharif Bey is going to break it down. Can't wait for tonight's presentation. The most academic brother I know. This brother's sharper than a razor. I mean, he ain't here to play. You could put him up with the best of the best, and he gonna hold his own. Sharif Bey, welcome back to the platform, my
Thank
brother.
you so much, brother. Appreciate you. Once again, appreciate you, allowing me into your community, brother. You have built an amazing community.
Yeah.
Bro, you really have, bro. You built an amazing community, man. And, everybody's energy is just so high and so positive, bro. And so I'm just honored to be a part of it, man. I'm honored to be a part of it.
Oh yeah. You play an important role. How's the Discord? I haven't checked it in a
man,
couple
Discord is wow, bro. Your community, yo, I mean, no pun intended. Pun intended. You like Midas, bro. Everything you touch it.
Oh man.
Turn into this. For real.
Now, wait till when I start using that, man. Oh man, it's gonna be on and popping, Sharif.
Brother.
It's gonna be on and popping. Hey, I'm sorry, family. I'm eating, but I should wait till he start talking. But I'm just, when you in that, you just feeling good, and you know what I mean. I'm just feeling good, man. It's gonna be a perfect way to end the week. I might do a show tomorrow, but a perfect way to end the weekend. Going into the so-called weekend, brother Sharif, man. I named this presentation "Gods of Gold" because of the conversation I had with you last night.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to the conversation, man. Oh, you know what? Also, I noticed.
What's that?
Synchronicity. I happened to go to Billy's YouTube channel yesterday, and I seen Billy was talking about the gold tonight. He did a show, and I was like, "Damn, Billy gonna think I did the show because he do the show." But it was just Billy. I didn't know. I swear, it's just synchronicity. It just aligns like that. He did a whole show on it at 8:00. Y'all go check that out on Forbidden Knowledge podcast. But he did a whole show on monatomic gold. But I guess the universe just wanted that message out there tonight. But me and Sharif had no idea. So shout out to Billy Carson, Forbidden Knowledge. We gonna do our thing. I know Billy did his thing. But okay, my brother, let me know what's up with this gold thing, my brother.
Oh, brother, listen, I'm so excited because to even do this presentation, it's way bigger than just me having a product. It's way bigger.
Wait.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like we want to have the mind.
Sharif, I'm gonna get a water. Just keep talking. I'm gonna get a
Sure,
water.
do you
Keep
think?
talking. Yeah.
Yep. We want to have the mind that produces this, not just the product. Okay. We want to have the mind that produces it. We want to have the mind and the state of mind of our forefathers. That's what we want, people. Because, you know, look at it. Okay. Our forefathers built pyramids. Absolutely. Our forefathers did a whole bunch of things, and mothers did a whole bunch of things that this present world narrative can't reproduce. What would you rather have? Would you rather have the thing that they can't reproduce, or the mind that created the thing that they can't reproduce? See, because if I've got the mind, I can do it again and do greater things. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we want. That's what this presentation is about. You know, it's not so much about the product itself. It's about the qualities, the history, the principles, and the properties of the product and the minds that produced it. You see what I'm saying? And I want to show, and I'm going to show how they're connected, how it's connected to our forefathers and us, because we are our forefathers without doubt or contradiction. That's who we are. Those of you that have pre-ordered, have pre-ordered the product, I will, and you'll be at Gathering of the Masters in a few weeks. I will see you there, inshallah. I will see you there with your product. I will see you there. And of course, I'm going to have more for others that have not pre-ordered, right? So this particular presentation, like I said, is I want to provide for us and share with us the mindset, the state of mind that produces the product. You know, when you were all for the camera, but I mentioned to the family, I'm like, look, what would you rather have? You know, there's certain things that our forefathers and mothers produced that this world narrative can't reproduce, right? What would we rather have, those things or the state of mind that produced those things? See, we'd rather have the state of mind because we could always do it again and we can improve on it and make it better. So we want the state of mind, people.
That's facts. That's
you know
facts.
What I'm saying? That's what we want. We want
and also shout out. I heard you was on Know the Ledge yesterday. Shout out to Know the Ledge, Red Pill, Blue Pill.
Shout out to Red Pill and Blue Pill.
And also shout out to Blue Pill, Dr. Blair, the others who were dealing with the monatomic gold and talking to us about it over the years. So shout out to Delbert. I first heard about it from Delbert Blair. So shout out to Dr. Delbert Blair, Blue Pill, Billy Carson, everybody else that has dealt with it. Go ahead. You ready, man? I'm ready.
I'm ready to go. Load it up. Let's go, bro.
Okay, family.
Knowledge and production and usage of M-state elements as a remnant of Afro-Atlantean technology. Why do I say Afro-Atlantean technology? Because the enlightened, the illumined measure time by cycle ages, not in a straight line. So our today, in this world narrative, the present state of technology advancement or whatever, listen, people, we've been here many, many, many times in the past. Matter of fact, we've been further than this many times in the past. I mean, some simple things you can look at. For instance, the ancient site in India, Mohenjo-daro. You look at that site, and that site was first of all, there's actual records of it being destroyed in a cataclysm that was very reminiscent of what we would call today nuclear war. And then you have physical evidence of a nuclear holocaust at Mohenjo-daro, including the ground being subjected to so much heat that the soil and dirt turned to glass.
Wow.
Yeah, it's right there for you to see. You see what I'm saying? So this is what we're talking about here, people. So I'm going to begin before we even start talking about the gold itself or the monoatomic elements themselves. We're going to talk about the mindset, the state of mind, people. Okay? All right, next slide.
Okay.
There we go. Man, y'all remember this video?
Oh, yeah.
Remember the video? This is deep, people. This is deep.
Yeah.
So in that video, right, you had Eddie Murphy playing the Pharaoh, Egyptian Pharaoh, and Imam playing his queen.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had Michael Jackson playing, quote unquote, the magician. What you have here is two motifs or two mythos superimposed on each other. Let's talk about the mythos for a second. We've done it before in previous shows. Mythos is very powerful because mythos impacts the human experience at the deepest levels of human psyche. Okay? So, like, for instance, when people are talking about, well, you know what? The Jesus story is fake because there were 16 world crucified saviors before Jesus, da-da-da-da-da. Actually, while that is true, the fact that there were 16 previous crucified world saviors demonstrates the validity and the authenticity of the historical Jesus, because the pattern is more important than the personality. You see, the pattern itself is the mythos. This is important. The pattern itself is the mythos. And mythos is a powerful way to transmit vital information across cultures and across vast amounts of time without losing the information. So let's talk about that video. Remember the time. First of all, even the title of the song, Michael Jackson was a genius. Whether he was doing it consciously or whether it was what we would call a post-hypnotic suggestion. Okay? Either way, he was communicating some things. You remember in the video, he's appearing and disappearing at will in like a spiral of gold. This is important. All right. So let's talk about, let's begin with the premise so we have the right state of mind. Okay. Man is not the body. Man isn't even the soul. Man is clothed in soul. Okay. This is very important to understand the rest of this presentation. Soul, right? Soul is prenatal and postmortem. In other words, you as a soul see a single lifetime or incarnation as a single day. Let me give you an example. When we take off our clothes at night, we don't have a funeral and mourn, do we?
No.
Likewise, when we wake up in the morning, we don't have a celebration and smoke cigars either, do we? All right. So if you imagine your flesh as clothes and your incarnation, this particular incarnation, as a single day, then you are starting to glimpse what we would call eternal life. It's just a change of perspective. All right. That being said, now we have the science of epigenetics now. Epigenetics demonstrates that memory is also genetic, or genetics can store memory. What do we have there? Now we have Western science admitting, even though reluctantly, that memory is a soul function. It's a soul function. Memory is a soul function. And guess what, people? Mind never does forget. That is why biofeedback works. That's why hypnosis works. Because there's certain methods and techniques by which you can access the things that are stored deeper in your psyche that your regular conscious doesn't have access to. See? Mythos provides access to information from previous lifetimes, people. And soul exists on a higher dimension than our flesh. This is important, even for those that, that have an interest in what we call astral projection, astral travel. Here's the truth. Can you willfully and voluntarily travel outside of the body? Yes, but doing it from that perspective is dangerous. Here is the safer, scientific, more simpler way. Acknowledge the fact that your soul is already on the astral plane. All you have to do is transmit or transfer a portion of your waking conscious into your soul body or your energetic body. That is called astral projection from the scientific perspective, people. Understand?
Mm-hmm.
Time, this is the other thing I mentioned earlier, time is measured in cycles. It's measured in cycles, not straight lines. Time is measured in cycles. And this is how mythos impacts the psyche. Why? Because it happened before. See that?
Mm-hmm.
It happened before. Prophecy can be achieved. The skill and technique of prophecy can be achieved by perception of the patterns in cyclical time. See?
Mm-hmm.
Man's a living soul. And like I said, the soul plane is man. Now, that being said, the soul plane is man's native realm.
Mm.
What are we saying when we add all this up? Man as a living soul is an ultra-terrestrial.
Mm-hmm.
Our origin is off-world. And when I mean off-world, I don't mean just off Earth. I mean off the plane of 3 dimensions.
Wow.
Now back to the video, Remember the Time.
Yes.
What we're
I love
looking
how
at,
you started this, brother. I love how you started this.
yeah, the mythos of Solomon. What we're looking at is the mythos of Solomon and Queen Makeda, which is the Queen of Sheba.
Mm.
Okay, but it's superimposed over ancient Egyptian motif and strongly hints at the properties of monoatomic gold. Follow me. In the story, in the Masonic story of Hiram Abiff, there's King Solomon, Hiram of Tyre, and Hiram Abiff, the 3 grand masters that built King Solomon's temple. King Solomon represents the priesthood, people. King Solomon had the idea, but it was Hiram Abiff that had the craftsman's skill to put the idea on the ground. Now, there is another story that goes before. It's like a prelude to the story of Hiram Abiff being murdered. It's a prelude. And this story is preserved in certain secret orders. And it talks about Queen Makeda coming from Abyssinia, present-day Ethiopia, to visit King Solomon because she hears of his wisdom. And King Solomon is showing her around the grounds of the temple. And she's marveling over the craftsmanship, the skill in the craftsmanship. So now she wants to meet the craftsman responsible. King Solomon has an issue with that, but he reluctantly introduces her to the magician, the craftsman. Get it?
Mm-hmm.
Hiram himself. And so, of course, then she develops an interest in Hiram. So now we know the later part of the story in the, in the Masonic legend, where Hiram is caught out in the grounds of the temple during lunchtime when nobody else is around, and 3 ruffians accost him and then kill him. This prelude story gives the implication that King Solomon knew of the death plot and did nothing because of his envy and jealousy. Now, this is deep, people, because in the secret order, Queen of Sheba represents humanity, represents the people. Okay? Represents the people. All right? And King Solomon and Hiram Abiff, in this case, Eddie Murphy and Michael Jackson, represent 2 polar opposites, right? That must come together at a future time. But in the ancient time, they represented a creative tension. Which way would the people gravitate? Would they gravitate towards the priesthood, or would they gravitate towards the scientist and the craftsman? You see what I'm saying? This is a powerful thing. And so this was actually shown in a symbolic way in the video. And again, the title of the song, Remember the Time. Remembrance is a soul function, people. We have to begin to see ourselves as higher than our flesh. This is super important.
Mm-hmm.
We have to see ourselves as higher than our flesh, as more advanced than our flesh, as being here before this flesh and surviving after it, because that is the real truth. That is the reality. Next slide. All right. You remember this movie? Have you seen the remakes, brother?
I didn't see the
Doom?
remake. No, I heard about it. I haven't seen the remakes. No.
Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. You see the pictures of